Hi, everyone. This is Deborah Darris. I am here for Transformational Tuesday. I'm a little bit under the weather. That's why my voice is a little, but I will not let anything stop me from being with you this evening. Our topic today is how to achieve your goals even faster and even more gracefully. And I picked this topic because after being a life coach and a motivational speaker for about 15 years now, I have seen the frustration in some of my audience members and some of my coaching clients' eyes because they did their vision board. They got really, really clear to what they wanted. They focused their energy on it using the law of attraction, and then they didn't see it, and they got frustrated and wanted to know why. So what we're going to do tonight in the next hour or so, my intention is the first 45 minutes to give you really, really concrete coaching tools as if I were coaching you right now. And then the final 15 minutes is I'm going to answer your questions. I already have some questions that came in, so I'm looking forward to answering them for you. But I want to get started right away because I know how important this is for you. So it's already the end of February, something like that. Many of us have set New Year's intentions. If you work with me, you're not going to do resolutions because you know they don't work. But intentions are a declaration of what you're intending to create with daily, consistent action and inspired action to be able to achieve those goals. So the first thing where I think people get stuck is they are unclear of the quality that having the goal will bring them. So this is number one reason people are not achieving their goals as fast as they could, is because they're unclear on the quality. And when I say the quality, this is something that is immutable. This is something that is infinite. I learned this from the book Soul Currency by Dr. Ernest Chu. He talked about our assets. We all have things that can never be taken away. These are qualities such as tenacity, perseverance, inspiration, motivation, follow through, tenaciousness. Many of us have been through hardships. In fact, I think all of us, because we're human, we've had challenges. And by ego's perception, we've lost things. But actually, we've released, let go of things because our soul is here to evolve. And nothing in life is permanent. Relationships are not permanent. Jobs are not permanent. Even where we're living is not permanent. It is a transitory universe that we live in. And when we understand that and can embrace that, we won't be so upset when things don't go our way. I know I had to learn this the very, very hard way. So when I talk about qualities, these qualities are balance, harmony, peace, light, focus, illumination, effervescence. What is it that you want that new job for? It's not the job in itself. It's not the paycheck. It's what is that change in career, change in job going to give you? Is it going to give you more creativity? Is it going to give you more freedom? Is it going to give you more peace? And that's what you want to focus on. Let me give you an example. I did a call a couple weeks ago with my lovely, lovely friends, the Love Twins. And they are just so amazing. If you haven't already gone to their website, Heart's Desire International, make sure you do. They are just amazing, Gladys and Michelle. And they were talking last week about, 2 weeks ago, about soulmates. And they said, it was so funny. They said, it's not the looks of someone that makes you happy. It doesn't matter if somebody's 6 foot or 5'8". When you come in the door, are they there to give you a hug? When you come in the door, do they say, how is your day? So the quality that you're looking for in a mate is maybe someone that's compassionate, someone that's an excellent communicator, somebody that's empathetic. Do you see the difference between saying the qualities, then saying, I need them to be this tall, they have to have this degree, they have to live in this zip code, they have to be this, that, right? And we have all these, in the past, I've read books where they said, make a list, blah, 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 blah. And I remember this guy getting so mad at me because I had shared my list and he didn't like it. And I was like, well, I don't have anything on my list that I don't have. And it was not the point. The point is, anytime we have a goal and we go for the effect of the goal, it's like Stephen Covey says, think with the end in mind. We are going to naturally attract that. So the goal is not to wait till you achieve that dream job to be even more creative. To not wait until you have that dream relationship to be even more joyful. To not wait till you have that dream home to be even more of, let's say, a hospitable host, right? That you activate the quality that having the goal will give you now. Does that make sense? I will give you another example. My friends who knew me before I was a motivational speaker or a life coach would always say, you are a master manifester. What is it that you do? And I'm going to share with you, because this is the step, and this is exactly what I did. And every one of you can do it. It's not that I have something or I know something that you don't do. It's just that I am practicing it, and I'm going to invite you to do the same thing. So when I was going through a divorce, I was very understandably upset, right? I was going through a lot of change. My ego, that I always say, is not our amigo, it's our enemigo. Our enemy was like, Deborah, who you are as a woman is less than because you're not married and you're divorced. All this craziness. The ego is complete BS, just total lies, and wants you to be separate and in fear. That's how you know it's the ego talking. So my higher self jumped in, thank God, and said, Deb, you're in the Ease and Grace program. What is it that you would like? Just like when you go to a restaurant and they say, what would you like? What is your order? And I said, you know what I really would like? I would really like to live on the beach. I've always lived near the beach, but I would like to live on the beach, right? Open the door and there's the ocean. So can you send me an angel and have that arranged? And I was on a jog when I'm having this dialogue with my ego and my higher self. And so I get to the end of the jog and I see these people from my spiritual center, Agape, and I said, oh, how are you? They said, what are you doing here in this neighborhood? It was Venice Beach. And I said, oh, I'm so excited. I'm moving to the beach. Do you see how step one, stated my intention with enthusiasm? And they said, oh, where are you moving? And I said, I don't know. Because listen, our job is not to know how. It's only to be clear on what and the quality that it'll bring us. And I knew the quality of being on the beach would give me liberation and freedom that I very much needed when going through that divorce. And so the girl that was my friend from church said, I'd like to introduce you to my friend. His name is Angel. I was like, what? I didn't even connect the dots that I had just prayed for an angel. And suddenly I'm meeting this guy named Angel. And Angel, if you're listening, hi, Angel. He's still my friend on Facebook. He was is a property manager and said, oh, do you want to see my place? It's, right here down the alley on the beach. And I said, okay. And I saw his place. It wasn't on the beach. It was to the side of the beach. And it was like this one bedroom and it was $2,400. And I had been paying like $1,800 for a house and a guest house. It was up the road, but still, I wasn't used to that kind of price, and I couldn't even see the ocean. I was like, thanks, but no thanks. But because he was an angel, he said to me, wait a minute, Deborah, why don't you look at this house? There's this empty house that's been sitting there right on the beach. No one has called for it. And I said, well, is there a number? And he's like, no, but just, go for it. That's all he had to say was go for it. And I put my divine downloads into overdrive. And I just, was able to get my friend to look up, who was the owner. I sent the owner a press kit with my book, letting him know I was a spiritual counselor, motivational speaker, author, etc. I would meditate across the way from the beach, just imagining what it would feel like, what it would look like to wake up every morning and to smell the fishes, to hear the sounds of the birds, and to just hear the crashes of the ocean. I didn't have to imagine it. I was sitting right there experiencing it. I put it not only into my subconscious mind, but I felt it in my conscious mind. I was aware of it, and it was playing in the back of my mind all the time. And I think that whole process took about 6 weeks. I was very impatient during that process, was asking for a lot of prayer from people. But in the end, I ended up getting the place. He asked me, the owner, what were my terms, and let me call what I wanted to pay for it, which I thought $1,200 was very reasonable. And I got it. And I lived there for 3 years until it was time to move to a bigger place. And I share that story because the essence of what my intention was with that goal was freedom. Freedom and liberation. That's the only thing I desired. It wasn't, I had to have this particular house because maybe that house wouldn't work out. I looked at another beach house that was down the block, but they had wanted like $3,500 deposit. Many people get stuck with their goals because they are attached. They're holding on to, well, it's got to be this job for this person. It's got to be this guy or this girl, or it's got to be this location. And any time that we are attached to what it's going to look like, or if we're caught up in the how and how it's going to happen, we are going to feel stuck. And I can't tell you how liberated I was when my mentor and my coach said it was not my responsibility to figure out how. My responsibility was to focus on what, and what is the quality that I am going to feel once I have the goal. So let's just take a moment. If you have a piece of paper or if you want to type it on your computer, I want you to write down, think of a goal that you wrote down at the beginning of the year that you haven't achieved yet, and you're ready. You're absolutely ready to have it, whether it's that career change, whether it's that relationship change, whether it's that home change, money. Just be clear on what that is. Now, I'm going to ask you to write down, how will you feel when you have it? Joyful, loving, balanced, vital, freedom, security, excited, enthusiastic. Just write it down right now. And don't be scared. Sometimes we get scared, not of failing, but of our success. We are worried that if we have something, somehow we'll take it away from someone else, or we're worried when we have something that somebody will take it away, or we worry when we have something like a lot of money that it'll be problematic. Let's wait till we get to that point and trust that when we're in the place of having what we want, it's not waiting for the shoe to drop. It's enjoying and celebrating. But we are going to celebrate now. See that thing that you wrote down? This is your word for the year. I have a word every single year that is my drive. I use it as my passwords for the year, and it's my focus. It gets me centered in what this year is all about, right? So this word that you've just wrote down, I don't want you to wait until you have that thing, that job, that relationship. I am inviting you to experience that right here and right now. Right here and right now. If it's joyful, be joyful, laugh out loud. If it's serene, be calm. If it's balanced, ask yourself, what can I let go of? If it's freedom, ask yourself every day, how can I experience even more freedom? I remember when I was working a day job, it was a long time ago now in the 90s, but I just felt trapped. I literally was having breathing problems and asthma. And one of the things that my mentor asked me is, what do you want in your perfect career? And I said, freedom. She said, what can you do right now? And so every day during lunchtime, I went for a jog outside. And I cannot tell you how liberating and free it felt to run on the sand, because we were right by the beach, and just be in that space of just, I didn't get to do it every day, but as much as possible. This wasn't, oh, you have to go work out. This was, I get to play out. I get to be free and smell the fresh air. So I encourage you, I invite you, and as your coach, I really, really know that when you do this, you are going to naturally attract that goal that you desire to you. It's not something that I'm making up off the top of my head. If you would come to my house, you would see every single corner has books. Since I was 19 years old, I've been reading self-help books, and not only reading them, but applying the principles. And this exercise that I'm giving you is from the book called Creating Money by Sanaya Roman and Dwayne Packer. When I was 19 years old and needed a ride to college, which was going to Pierce College, I needed a house to live in, I needed a job, and then I needed, to be able to have straight A's in all my classes. And I got this book and followed the steps. So number one, we are focusing on be clear on the quality and embody it now. I know that's a lot of information. Okay. Number two, and the reason that I'm going over these goals with you is because I know these steps with you, I know you want to achieve your goals faster. But I don't know if you're aware you can also achieve these goals with more grace. Oftentimes we think the only way to achieve things faster is to sacrifice our health and well-being, to suffer doing something we hate or being with someone we don't like, or to be in a place of stagnation. And the truth is we don't. That is a lie that we've been socialized to believe is the truth. But the fact is, when you are in alignment, when you are in alignment with your life purpose, when you're in alignment of who you're here to be, what you're here to do, the universe, because it's designed to expand, will conspire for your good. Guess what else happens? When you're out of alignment, the universe will conspire to get you back on track. So, you'll see. I don't want to get too deep into that. That's a whole other Deborah episode. It's a whole other Deb TV, but we'll come back to that. So number two, one of the reasons that you may not have achieved your goal already is because, like I said before, you're attached to the outcome. Okay. One of the things, especially women, I speak at a lot of women's conferences. A lot of women come to me for coaching. I love men, but it just seems more women are into the personal growth and development in my experience. And as women, we are socialized to be in the workforce and be very masculine. So when I say very masculine, meaning we need to push, we need to make things happen, we need to just get it going and really work it out, right? This masculine energy. And that energy is clenching. It's holding fists tight. And it's not leaving room for receptivity, for ideas, for visions, for opportunities to come into our realm, because we are in the illusion that we need to do it ourselves. Again, we don't need to figure out the how. We need to only know the what. So when you embrace the feminine, which by the way is also your intuition, both male and female have this intuition. It's not just women's intuition. It's essentially our right brain. And this right brain, when we access it, that is creative, that is intuitive, that is nonlinear, what happens is it will download information to us. It will give us information, but it can't when we say red square, right? If I say red square, red square, red square, because what you focus on expands, the only thing that you're going to see is red square. Where there may be a blue triangle or a purple circle that may be exactly what will fulfill your quality that you desire. But because you're only looking attached to that red square, nothing else can even be seen. And this happens a lot with career opportunities. This happens a lot with dating. This happens a lot with everything, with looking for a home. Because when we're fixated on what it's going to look like and how it should be, instead of being in a surrender mode to being guided to the qualities of what you want: freedom, joy, harmony, balance. Then we're open. It may not look like the way we look. The package may not look the way we've outlined it out. Trust me. How many of you, your life is exactly like you thought it would work out? Nobody, right? Everybody's living this higher vision for your life than what you even could perceive. None of us were in kindergarten and say, oh, I know that I'm going to be right here and right now. Some of us have been surprised. Some of us have been thrown off. Some of us are irritated. Some of us are frustrated because we thought we would be farther along by now. But the truth is that we are exactly where we're supposed to be. That in this moment, there is no other place that we're supposed to be. That everything is in its perfect order for us to grow and expand and learn the lessons. Because like my mentor, Oprah Winfrey, says, we are in a life class. And all of the challenges that upset us and piss us off actually are to teach us a lesson. And when we get the lesson, guess what? We get to go to the next level, the next grade of the class. When we resist the lesson by holding on and being attached, we do not have the opportunity to hear and gather the positive learnings that will allow us to transcend that experience and go to the next level. Does that make sense? I feel like I need to give you an example because it sounds very spiritual or esoteric. Okay, let me give you an example. So when I was working a day job and I wanted to quit, I really wanted to quit, like 3 years before I did quit, right? I was very, very frustrated because I didn't feel appreciated. There was dead end. I couldn't make any more money, even though I actually created a business within this government organization and I was making them money. And it was ridiculous because it was totally inefficient. I'm all about efficiency. I mean, just thinking about it, I'm like, how did I ever survive? The only reason I survived was I had amazing bosses that supported giving me a lot of freedom and creativity. So when I was focused on, I just need to get out of here and I just need to do this, I was absolutely stuck. But when I let go that I needed to get out of there and I asked the question, what can I learn here and now? What can I learn here and now? And the reason, whenever you're feeling stuck and attached to something, the way out is to come to presence. Last night, I had the blessing of listening to Marianne Williamson, who interprets the Course in Miracles. She's another one of my mentors who's Oprah's spiritual counselor. Just amazing. And she said, the ego will always take us to past and future. Why did this happen in the past? What is going to happen in the future? And it distracts us from our point of power and transformation, which is in the present, in the now. So I'm giving you a question. In fact, but I invite you to write this down. Ask yourself, what am I to learn here? Maybe it's not a job, maybe it's a relationship. What lesson am I to learn here right now that will allow me to have my highest and best expression of myself be fully embodied? I didn't even know I was going to say that. It just came out of my mouth. Okay, I don't even know what I said. So ask yourself, what is the lesson here? And how can I allow this to be expressed and fully embodied at the highest and best level, right? So when I was stuck in that job that I didn't like, what I realized, the reason why I was there for longer than I thought I should be, was because there were a lot of leadership lessons I needed to learn. I was leading meetings and facilitating groups and learning how to be a speaker and learning how to be a trainer, things that I'm using today that I didn't realize were a part of that paid internship. When I look back, I think of it not as a job that I hated, but as a paid internship that taught me how to speak, how to train, how to lead, how to work with teams, how to communicate, how to do publicity, how to do marketing, so many skills that I need and absolutely use every single day of my life. I'm so grateful for that experience. So even though I wasn't paid in appreciation, I wasn't really paid in money, the knowledge, skills, and talents that I learned were priceless. Priceless. Could not have paid any institution to teach me that. Do you see what I mean? So instead of judging yourself for not being where you're supposed to be, whether it's career, relationship, or money, or even health-wise, if you're working with health issues, is just to say, now, what is the lesson here? Now, what am I to learn? Now, what am I to release? Cool? Does that make sense? Okay. Wonderful. So the other tool, I'm going to give you another tool, to be a manifesting magnet. And this is from the book. I love this book. I highly recommend it. It's called The 5 Gifts of an Abundant Life by Diane Harmony. Whenever I get stuck, especially in the financial realm, I go back to this book, which is also a course. She is just an amazing woman. You can look her up online. And one of the 5 gifts she talks about is being grateful. And I know this sounds corny, and I know for some of you it sounds esoteric, but it is so powerful that when we embody a place of gratitude, of thanksgiving, of appreciation, even for people that upset us, even for situations that pissed us off, because somehow, some way in that relationship, in that circumstance, in that condition, we learned through contrast to be an even better person. We may not have liked it. It may not have been pleasurable, but after the fact, we did learn, we did grow, and we did expand. Let's admit it. We usually learn the most through our challenges, trials, and tribulations. I'm not saying create drama for no reason. I used to be a drama queen, Janine. I'm in recovery. Sometimes I have relapses, but I go back because I'm committed to success with ease and grace, right? So when we are grateful, so one of the things that I do, when the ego starts chattering and asking questions and making me crazy, is I just go into gratitude. And I say it sometimes out loud. Nobody knows because everybody's talking on the phone. I put my little headbuds in if I'm in the car, if I'm walking, and I would just say, I am so grateful and thankful that I have food in the refrigerator. I'm so thankful that I literally have everything I need. There's nothing else I need. Like nothing. If I were to write a list to Santa Claus or to anybody, I have no needs. I'm just completely full and abundant in nothing. There's nothing that I am without. I am so grateful that I have an opportunity to be close with my parents, which I wasn't always. But in the past 5 years of going, or 6 years, I've just gotten so close to them. I'm so grateful to be able to use technology to connect with you right now. I'm so grateful for the gift that I have, because everything I do, whether it's speaking, training, coaching, consulting, is not by me, but through me. I'm grateful to be available to that gift and to use it and to have a career in which it gets to be honored. And just keep going. So I'm giving you my example just off the top of my head. So what I invite you to do is I'm not saying make a gratitude list at the end of the day or the beginning of the day. You could do that. But I think it's better to do it when you're feeling funky. Not when you're feeling good and happy. I'm inviting you to do it when you're feeling low, when you're feeling like things are not working out. Because it's a practice to shift from a place of feeling like you're frustrated, like you're stuck, because you never really are stuck. Every moment we have a choice to go from stagnation to inspiration. So you're never really stuck, but the perception that you're stuck is just as equal as being stuck, because your mind doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality. So the key is for you to be in constant state of redirecting your mind. One of the things I do in my mastermind group, I have a group called the Power of Synergy Mastermind, where I coach people on a regular basis to train their mind to be in a state of success. And to do that, it takes letting go of that ego that wants to take us out of the game and say all the reasons why, oh, you don't have this credential, or you don't have enough experience, or you have too much experience, you have too little experience, you're too tall, you're too short, you're too this, you're too that, you're too brown, you're too white, you're too this, whatever. It's going to give us all of these idiotic reasons that mean nothing, right? So for us to be in a constant state of when we're in that funky place, to say, I'm so grateful for this, and I'm so appreciative of her, and I'm so thankful for him, and I'm grateful for them, and just so, like, when you, because the vibration of gratitude is such a highly magnetic resonance, you will find that you attract your goals manifested faster and easier. This is not something that I made up. This is something that's in the book Messages in the Water by Dr. Masaru Emoto. It's in the book Ask and It Is Given by Esther and Jerry Hicks. It's in the book Power versus Force by Dr. David Hawkins. So many books have been written on this, and we have all the information. It's just about using it. It's just about applying it into our lives. So even if you took one of the things that I told you, whether it's focusing on the quality, letting go of the attachment, being grateful, you would see results. But guess what? I'm going to give you another one. Okay, this is another one of my absolute favorites. Oh my God, time is going fast. And it's called being receptive, okay? So the opposite of being attached is being receptive. This is why when I meditate, I don't know if you have my Meditation for Success CD. You can get it at my website, deborahdarris.com, and just put in your name and email. You'll get on my newsletter list, and every month you'll get invited to my events, and immediately you'll get an MP3 from, I have 7 tracks, and if you want to get the whole meditation CD, you can get it on deborahdarris.com. But when I talk about being receptive, being open, being available, so I used to think that I was in charge of my life. I thought I was in the driver's seat. I thought I was the director. I was definitely going to have Eva Mendes play me in the movie of my life. No, just kidding. I love that girl. And so I just felt like I needed to do it all. I needed to figure it all out. And I found out very clearly in my 20s that I was doing things such the hard way by putting myself in charge. I mean, I was really actually screwing things up because things were working really, really well in my business and really, really well in my life and all areas of my life. And when I took over, ego took over from my higher self, everything hit the fan. Really, it just went amok. Everything. When I took back control, right? And I realized that I needed to surrender and that I needed to let go, and I believe in God. So I let God. You may not. You can believe in good, believe in the universe, believe in energy, believe in the divine. Whatever is your practice, that's fine. But we have to believe in something bigger than ourselves. Because let's face it, we're not the one putting the sun up every day. We're not the one putting the moon up. There's an energy and a power that's doing this. There is a breath that is breathing us. There is an energy that's beating our heart. Are we remembering breathe? Are we remembering that to beat the heart? Are we remembering to have the blood? What? No. All of these things are happening. That we are messengers for the message. Things are happening through us, not from us. So when we are receptive, and I'm going to tell you how to be receptive, we shift over from being the one that's in control and calling the shots and being in, command mode to asking, what is the best action here? My receptivity statement that I say every day that you can use is, how can I use my divine talent, skills, and abilities to best be of service to the world today? How can I use my divine skills and abilities to best be of service in this world today? And sometimes I add, and to be abundantly paid to utilize my gifts and talents. So when we are receptive, instead of trying to figure it out, that gets lines. It's not good for us. Trying to figure things out and racking our brain, but just asking the right questions. One of the things that my NLP teacher used to always say is the quality of our questions are the quality of our lives. If we say, why did this happen to me? Then we're going to be in victim consciousness. But if we say, what is the lesson here? How can I use my talent, skills, and abilities? What is the vision for my career? What is the vision for my relationship? What is the vision for my life? And then are still. Trust me, it's not easy for me to be still. I had to tie myself to this chair. I was sitting here for an hour before this live stream got started meditating because I was committed to being available and inspired to you. Not by the script, but really connected to what you need to hear and what you need to know. And that can't come from me. I literally cannot think it and figure it out. But when I connect to the infinite, the superconscious mind that Carl Jung talked about, that's connected to the infinite wisdom of every single being in the world, the one mind, the possibilities are infinite. Literally, there's not anything that I can't download when I'm in that place, when you're in that place. We all have the capacity. We just need to be still, ask, listen, receive, and take inspired action. I've written many, many blogs. I feel like I've written that same blog over and over again about be still, ask, listen, receive, and take inspired action. You see, manifesting your goals isn't magical. It's not like I'm going to give you a secret affirmation or secret vision board trick, and then you're going to just spontaneously get it all your dreams come true. No, it's really science, and thought is energy. And so if there is a result that you're not getting in your life, there is a limiting belief that is blocking it. And so once we release the idea that we need to do it, that we need to figure it out, and allow ourselves to be receptive, we will get the best ideas. I'm going to give you a practical, you need a story, I can tell. You're like, what are you talking about? Okay. Or you don't believe that you can get a divine download. Yes, you can. Last year, I was doing exactly what I said. I was being still. I asked a question, I listened, I heard, and it told me to join this organization. And I was like, why am I going to join this organization? And I literally never went to a meeting with that organization. But I, met the president and I connected with him, and, I just had it like on my whiteboard. And then 11 months later, I saw, because, Facebook has this thing called Time Hop, so you can see, I saw my status update. And I just did an event at this organization, and I'm going to be doing events there each and every month. And this organization is about to receive like millions and millions of dollars. And they're very, very grateful for all that I'm doing for them. And I know it's going to lead to lucrative business opportunities. I could have never, well, I don't want to say never, but it would have been very challenging for me to predict and to know everything that transpired. But by following that divine download that I heard, taking the inspired action, because it's not enough just to be still, sit, ask, and listen. It's having the faith, the courage, the boldness. My channel, Deb TV, is dynamic, empowered, and bold. So you're being bold to take the inspired action, even though you may not really know why it makes sense. It's really building up trust in your intuition. As soon as I manifested that beach house, and then I manifested this other gig, and whatever my intuition said, I was going to believe. I'm like, my intuition has led me the right way so many times, I'm not going to even hesitate. If my intuition says, go here, I'm going to get on a plane and go. And I've done that too. One time my intuition told me to go to a conference. I had no ticket and just ended up manifesting a ticket and went, and it turned out great, right? But it's really important to listen. And I can hear your question right now. You're asking me, how do you know the difference between ego and intuition? Isn't that your question? See? See, when you talk to the superconscious mind, I can hear you through the screen. Crazy. Anyway, so the ego mind, like I said before, it's going to be focused on the past and the future. It's going to be focused on lack, limitation and scarcity. And it's going to feel heavy and you're going to feel contracted. You may even feel shortness of breath. You may feel pressure. You may feel pain. You may feel anxiety. That's how you know it's your ego, your enemy. When it's your intuition, it's many times not going to make any sense because the intuition is our right brain and it is not linear. It's not ABC 1, 2, 3. For those of you that are very linear, it's going to take getting used to. So you may want to draw it. You may want to put it in crayon. You may want to do a mind map. There's a lot of mind mapping apps about that, right? So the key is for you to trust that when your intuition is giving you something, that you will be shown how later. Don't worry about how it's going to work out and what the pieces are of the puzzle. Just think of your life as a puzzle with like 1 million pieces. And so you cannot possibly take in all of the information to get through your entire lifetime. If you downloaded all the million pieces right now, you wouldn't even be able to process it. So our intuition only gives us to the capacity that we can handle. So when you ask and you receive, take that action and then see the results and course correct. This is something that is just, it works in career, it works in business, it worked in personal life. I got a divine download that I never would have thought of myself. That's how I know that it can't be me. But I like it. I've been really enjoying it. It was to join a gym that to me is totally out of my budget and not anywhere near necessary because I already have a yoga studio. But there was a certain reason that my intuition wanted me to join. And that reason is coming to fruition. So I'm like, okay, thank you. I appreciate that. So just trust. Trust that when you are receptive, trust that when you are open, that you're going to get the information. Okay, so far we have number 1, you guys all with me, is focus on the quality. So do you want more freedom? Do you want more security? 2, we're letting go of attachment. 3, we're being grateful. 4, we're being receptive. I feel like I'm giving you too much, but I'm going to give you one more just for fun, and that is keeping your energy high. When I say your energy high, be positive. And what I'm saying is not to be airy-fairy. You don't always have to have a smile on your face and be like, oh, is the sky so blue, blah, blah, blah. No. What I'm saying is when I say keep positive, keep your energy high, is really value that our bodies are not who we are, but they are the temple that we're living, moving, and having our being in. And the better you take care of your body, the more receptive you're going to be to these downloads. So one way of keeping your vibration high is to get outside on a daily basis. I mentioned that to you before. It's one of the reasons I'm self-employed. I need to be outside quite a bit. And so at least having a window at your office, if you don't have a smoke break, take a breathing break, make sure you get outside because you may be in your office completely stuck with a challenge or a problem, but I can promise you when you get outside, you relax, you breathe, suddenly you're going to have the answer. It's going to hit you when that fresh air comes to you. It's even better by the beach if you can. Another way to keep your vibration high, I actually have a high vibration list, which includes yoga, salsa dancing, kissing, walks on the beach, and being around friends, right? That's my high vibration list. Oh, also listening to great music. So exercise. Exercise is not something that we have to do. Exercise is something that we get to do. It's not about working out. It's about playing out. When we were younger, we didn't go work out. We would go outside to play. I'm inviting you to reframe the idea of exercise as something that you're forced to do and something that you get to do, that's your reward for whatever you did all day, that is your reward. You get to exercise. Today, I took a break in the middle of the day. It was like 2:00, and my ego did not want to go to the gym because I was like, well, there's so much work to do, blah, 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 blah. But my intuition said, this is how you're going to be walking your talk and integrating what you preach. this is going to make you feel better, and I am taking you to the gym. Sometimes my car will just take me to the gym. It'd be so wonderful, right? So enjoying that exercise, because it's going to raise your vibration. When I say raise your vibration being positive, you're going to feel happy. You're going to feel enthusiastic. Your outlook is going to be on the bright side. You're going to be enthusiastic. You're going to feel lighter. You're going to feel more excited about life. All of these things from exercise. The other thing is eating healthy. So one of the things as a practice, I remember there was a time that I was really concerned about my weight, and I was trying all these different diets, and we all know diets don't work. Who wants to die? No way. I want to live. And so I did what I told you. I got still. I asked. I listened. And what I heard was eat foods from the earth. Eat foods with color, which are essentially fruits and vegetables, right? Eat foods that are red, yellow, green, blue, purple. For a while, I was eating a lot of blue and green. You know, those are my favorite colors, right? So I'd be kale and avocado and spinach and all that stuff. But guess what? When I started blueberries, blackberries, when I started doing that, I felt better. I felt more energetic. And whether I worked a 12-hour day or 8-hour day, I had the same energy because I was respecting the temple that is housing me, and I was better able to achieve my goals. Does that make sense? Okay, so having that. The other thing is letting go of energy zappers. There are people in our life that can suck the life out of us. Like literally, we feel drained. You might even have a headache after being around those people because they are so detrimental to your spirit. So my recommendation is, as much as possible, let them go. And I know some of you work with them. And so, you really need to do the other things that I mentioned, exercise and eat well, go outside so that you can handle the toxicity of that negative person. But just so you know that you can counteract it, and by surrounding yourself with what? Positive people. And this is the other reason I have my Power of Synergy Mastermind group, which, by the way, you're all invited to. The power of synergy is when two or more are gathered, you get quantum results. And when you have positive energy that comes together, it takes that low vibration and it lifts it up. One of the ways I was able to write my first book was being in a mastermind. And not only me, but every single person there was able to complete that. So in order to keep your vibration high, you can go outside, you can listen to music, you can exercise, eat food from the earth, surround yourself with positive, inspiring people, and let go of these zappers. Really, you do not need them in your life. And if they're in your family, because I know that happens, we have energy zappers in our family, we can make it a practice to limit time with them and or stock up on the other things, okay? So I know I've given you a lot, and I want to answer some questions. So I have some questions coming through, and then we are going to do some announcements, and then you'll be free to go. You'll be free to go. You'll be dismissed. You see, I've been a professor way too long. One of the things I would like to announce while I'm looking up the question is please subscribe to DeborahDarrisLive.com. You see it on the screen. That is my YouTube channel. In order for me to keep bringing you these videos free of charge all the time, I just ask that you subscribe. I ask that you comment and write down what you would like to hear more of, because I'm creating these specifically for you. It's not just to sit and talk to myself. My purpose in life is to support you to transform, to grow, and to live a passionate, purposeful, and prosperous life. That's why my first company was called Passionate Living Now. So my request from you is that you subscribe to the YouTube channel, you share it on your social media so that we can get as many people as possible in alignment and on purpose to really, really create the world to be a better place. Okay, so first question I have is about how do I release blockages to achieving my goals? Okay, oftentimes when you have a goal, there's a part of you that really wants to achieve it, like let's say losing weight. but there's a part of you that's scared what your life will be like when you're in a smaller size. Anybody can relate? Some of you may have a goal to make a lot more money, but there's a part of you that's scared what having that money will do, how it will change your life. Am I right? So when we have these dichotomous parts of ourselves that are split, one really wanting it, one really scared of having it, there's a way of finding out, and I do this when I work with people privately. There's this NLP process that's called parts integration, that we can connect to ask ourselves, what is it that this part of us that wants this goal, what is the highest reason it wants it? So maybe it wants to lose weight to feel vital. And maybe the part of us that's scared to lose weight will be scared that we'll be vulnerable, that we won't be safe, that we won't have that layer of protection. But when you go up to the highest reason that it wants to be safe and protected is because it wants to live a vital and full life. And when you get to the core of what both parts want, it's usually the same thing. Because like I said before, the universe is conspiring for your growth. The universe is conspiring for your expansion, for your evolvement. The universe can't grow unless you grow. You have to be in alignment to fulfill your dharma, your purpose. That is what's required. And so the universe is absolutely going to conspire to support you, to give you resources, to give you earth angels, like I had my earth angel, to help you to achieve these goals. But we have to ask, and we have to be receptive and willing to know, what is it that's blocking me? Because if we're not aware of what's blocking us, we're just going to continue to sabotage. And I don't want any of you to be in that place of sabotage. Okay, so let's see. Do we have another question? I told people to post the questions in the book, so I'm going to check for any more questions. In the meantime, like I said before, you can go to deborahdarris.com and get a free download of the MP3. Isn't that awesome? So you don't have to, necessarily meditate on your own. I can find that out for you. Okay. The other question is, how can I get clear on what is the vision for my life? So what I recommend, and I do this myself, is Dr. Michael Beckwith has a book. You can get it on Amazon. It's called Life Visioning. I recommend this to all my clients. In fact, I do this with my clients in our private sessions. And this life visioning process gets you in a state of gratitude, which, like I said, is the highest vibration. It gets you in a meditative state, and it asks you 5 very, very powerful questions to be able to get yourself into that space. I can give you the questions, but you really want to get the book and the audio because it's just amazingly powerful. So the question is, what is the vision for my life, or what is the vision for my career? What is the vision for my relationship? Second question, what can I let go of? This is going to be really good. And allow the divine download. Again, your eyes are closed. You're not going to think about it. 3, what can I embrace? Remember, it's going back to the quality. What quality can I embrace? Activate that now. And what steps can I take right now? Then write down any steps. Finally, what else do I need to know to allow this vision to come through me? Keyword, through me. Not from you. You're not figuring it out anymore. Through you. Okay. So that is all the time we have for questions. But I just want to review how to achieve your goals faster and also with more grace. And I encourage you to write down what you learned on my Facebook wall. Go to my Facebook, Deborah Darris. And if you're not already my friend, add me as a friend, like my fan page, and write down what you learned so that I'm able to see your insights. So number 1, be clear on the quality. Remember, these qualities are infinite: balance, harmony, freedom, security, creativity, passion. What is it that you want this goal for? Focus on it and embody it now. Celebrate achieving your goal before you have it. We're taking the proactive approach. You're going to get retroactively achieve your goal. And this is going to make you enjoy creating your goal, co-creating your goal in the process, because you're already going to feel good. So if losing weight is going to help you feel sexier, be sexier now, right? Whatever that is going to look like, be it now. Then you're really going to enjoy the process of releasing that weight. Cool? Okay, 2, let go of attachment. So we are not in charge, and the more we attach, the less we're able to receive. So we're letting go of what it's going to look like. It doesn't matter if it's that job or if it's that 6'4" person. No, we're focusing on what is the highest vision for my life. Show it to me. I'm open to it, right? Letting go of attachment. Next one, being grateful, being receptive. And finally, we talked about keeping your vibration high. And I invite you to keep your vibration high by joining me. And this March, in fact, March 3rd, we're starting the Power of Synergy Mastermind Group. You can find it at Power of Synergy, SYNERGY, mastermind.com. I have 12 slots. So if you're interested, it is going to be a group coaching where you are with me twice a month, where I check in with you to be accountable for your goals and give you strategies, like I said, mindset for success, so that you can achieve them faster. You're going to have accountability from a buddy that's going to keep you once a week checked in. You're also going to have an app on your phone where you're going to check in every day with me, like my new phone. Ooh, nice. iPhone 6 Plus. You're also going to be able to get positive energy from the group. We're going to share resources. We're going to be able to encourage each other, and we're going to go to a lot of fun things together. So you're going to get to be surrounded with my energy, with all of this positive energy to create a synergy. You see synergy? It's infinity. Instead of 1 + 1 = 2, it equals infinite and quantum results. And that's what I'm here to support you with. When you go online to the site, I'm doing a 50% off special for people that register tonight. Normally it's $147 per month for this 90-day mastermind, but it's half off. So definitely, if you're interested, if you're inclined, register. If you have any questions, call me. My phone number is on my website, deborahdarris.com. And I appreciate you spending this Transformational Tuesday with me. It is my pleasure to always be here with you, sore throat or not. We made it through. You see how happy I am? I could be totally, just out of it. And I am in alignment with my purpose by doing coaching, training, consulting, speaking with you. And then I'm excited. I'm happy. Was I sick? I don't even remember. See, that's what I am wanting for all of you, for you to be in complete alignment, to be on passion, to have to set an alarm to stop working, not to start working. And I know that I can support you with that. So I'm so grateful and thankful. So I will end with a wonderful greeting of Namaste, which is honoring the light within you that is within me. May you be absolutely in a state of joy and passion tonight. I hope I've ignited that flame in you, and you're going to take inspired action and see your goals come faster and with more grace. Bye for now. Ciao.